I'm back. Okay, didn't tell me to rotate my phone this time. Okay, let's see what we can get done on this nightstand. I kind of got ahead of myself a little while ago, and I ended up painting white over my, you can see it on this side, right? You can peek. I started painting white on top of the this dark espresso stain that I did earlier today. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I wanted to do coral. I have just been so inundated with messages and things like that, that I got so distracted. So, oh my gosh, I know I'm playing with my hair. I actually got my hair cut today and done today, and the wind is so bad. I thought, oh good, I can finally go on and my hair looks halfway decent. Oh well, you all know me the way I am. Someday I'll even come on, we're gonna have a pajama party, okay? But for now, just to show you, I base coated it white, real quick white, because I realized I was making a mistake. But I'm the kind of person, when I start a process, I have to go through the whole process. So I then painted my coral, right? Okay, so that's super easy. So these are just base coats. So white and then coral, but guess what? We're going back over it with the white because I want some of that coral to come through. In the meantime, let's see if I can position this, because I kind of finished the top. It's not waxed or anything, but I want to show you what I did with these roses. Can you tell how I painted them? They're really soft, but with that dark stain, you know, in the crevices. Let's see, sorry, this phone's at a weird angle for me to hold it. It just makes everything pop, all the detail pop. I think once I get my wax on there, it's going to be quite beautiful. So we'll put you back over here. And let's see, we're gonna put you back there. I think you can see because I'm gonna work on these drawers. So I'm gonna go back over it with the white. This part might be a bit tedious, and this is where I need to figure out where I need to position myself. I think I need to be on the other side if I'm right-handed, if I'm not mistaken. So with that said, I'll walk over this way. And then I can grab my little rolling stool. It's hard, I've got these concrete stamped floors, and it's hard on the body. For those of you who paint on concrete, like in your garage, I think you would agree with me. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to keep peeking your way so that I don't, oh shoot, I left my rag over there, that's okay. So I don't cover everything, but this is going to be, now see, this will be a better coat. And believe it or not, I do have my number 8 brush, my number 6. This is my joy. This is the tiny one, the number 4, my newest brush. That's the one that I'm using. Figured these are small drawers. It's okay. So what I kind of want to show you for now, all right. And my light's getting bad because it is starting to get dusk outside. And I ordered a tiny tabletop ring light, and guess what they did? They gave it to me in a European plug. And that's not gonna work here, right? Oh, here, let me get my, see? I wish, this is when I need a moderator. I need someone to say, Josie, get your body parts out of the way, get your jars and your bottles out of the way. But this is what I want to show you over here with the roses, okay? Now it gets to the point I don't have much paint on the brush, right? I want to just dry brush right over those for now. I want some of that coral to show through. Purposely trying to avoid going inside because I want that stain to show. Doing the same thing over here. Just going over those roses with my brush, which is really pretty dry. And again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to reach, but if you're a painter, you know how to base coat. It's not like you really need to watch me base coat. I want to get to the point so I can show you how I painted these roses. And again, I just played around with, you know, the important thing is how you're painting over these petals with the dry brush so that you can still get all of that dark stain or whatever color. Let's say you want to put a dark color under there. Or let's say you're going to do the opposite. You could go light first, dark over that. But you want to show inside the crevices. I wish you could see this in person. It's really beautiful. And the truth is, as you can see, it's even beautiful left white. But I wanted to give my roses just a little bit of color. So that's why I'm not leaving them white. But I'll tell you, it was really tempting. Not to, you know what, it's not to say I might not change my mind after, but what I want to do is see it all with a little bit of color on the roses, and then if I decide I prefer it to just be all white with a little bit of, you know, that coral, then what do I always say? It's just paint, right? We can go back and paint over it. But I have to tell you, I have really, really enjoyed doing these lives for you. I'm so happy that you join me, and then honestly, it warms my heart when I see that you've shared, because that means you like what I've done. And I feel like I have some really big shoes to fill. I know that I have talent. You probably see glimpses of my walls or whatever, which is not a big deal. They're just faux painted and hand painted vines. But I have big shoes to fill with the people. It's really funny. It's a term, what do we call it? Like the circles I run in are all of you. All of you, you're my big circle. I feel like when I'm here, I need to just keep pushing myself and bettering myself. And the more I paint and be inspired by everybody, the better I get. And I really, really don't mind sharing what I do. I respect those who just like to go on Facebook to share their art with you, right? And I totally respect that, because I used to be in that world of faux painting where Mr. Pixie used to tell me, don't share your secrets. Don't share your secrets because, you know, that could jeopardize your business. And so that's what happens, you know, sometimes when you're in any kind of creative art world, anything, even the company he works for, he's their best, even though he's in management now, but he's their best salesperson. So even as a manager, they've created a position for him to go and close deals because he's such a great negotiator. But he won't tell, well, we've discussed, sometimes there's no secrets to tell. If you have a talent and a technique and a method, sometimes it's just hard for people to copy it. I don't try to copy, but I am inspired. No different than I was inspired with this mold by Debbie Beard, who was inspired by anthropology, a piece of furniture from anthropology, right? So I hope to inspire all of you. I know I have had a lot of you asking me where I got the molds. I want you to know I get them on Amazon. When I'm totally done with all these lives, what I'll do is I'll take pictures of the molds that I've used and the products so that if you want to order them, you can just go on Amazon. I don't have an affiliate link for them. This is funny, speaking of that. About a year and a half ago, when I first started, I actually applied for an affiliate link for Amazon, and they turned me down because I didn't have something listed correctly, or I didn't give them credit that I didn't realize at the time. Every single page you have a product on, you have to kind of give them credit. So you know what, the heck with them. I'll continue to order off of them because I love Amazon Prime. I can shop at the comfort of my computer, and the next day or the day after that, I have my product. I don't even have to leave home. All right, so that is that part. Now, earlier, did you see my failed live? I don't know what the heck happened. Must have been a button I pushed, but I had to literally get out of my live by just shutting Facebook down. There was not even a finish button. For those of you who do lives, right now in the corner over here, there's a finish. Did not even have that choice. So I was just trying to show everybody in that live, and I ended up deleting it, that we got our new turquoise iris brushes in yesterday. I wanted to let you all know, those of you who have pre-ordered, we so appreciate it. Every order got out today. I was so impressed with my daughter because there was, over 100, well over 100 she had to pack today. Actually, she recruited my grandson to even help because she was so concerned about you having to wait one more day even, so, because she thought, okay, we'll split the sale, we'll do some shipping on Tuesday, some on Wednesday. She was at the post office at 4:15 today when they close at 5. I'm really impressed. So anyway, these are the turquoise iris. I actually did use 3 of the brushes out of the 8 that is offered, okay? And believe it or not, it's these fans. I washed them, that's why they look the way they do, because I almost let my paint dry, and this little tipsy one. Here's what I have to remember, and I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal. Sometimes when I'm working on something, I forget my process, but I think I started with Queen Bee. And using the tipsy, I'm just dipping it in there and literally just kind of painting inside. Oh, my light's getting bad. I'm sure it's going to be very hard for you to see. Oh, and I'm covering you, right? See, I'm glad I'm looking at you at the same time. So basically, again, what I'm doing is just with the tip, just going on these bigger roses, just trying to kind of go inside without covering the stain in there, but still continue to let some of the white show through. Actually doesn't matter because I will be going back over it. I really don't want to cover too much of the coral. And sometimes you just go back over, shoot, the lighting. I wish I had, I forgot I do have a light in my office, but I'm not going to stop to go get it. I just hope that you can see what I'm doing. I know sometimes when I go back to watch my lives, the lighting is better than I thought it was. And I have every light on in this room. So that's the yellow, the Queen Bee. You can use any brand, any color. It really doesn't matter. I love Queen Bee, and I'm going to use it. The next color, I already have the coral. I think, see, sometimes I have to go back and look at my own. I had even put some of that Queen Bee on the leaves. Okay. So while I'm doing this, yesterday, I signed up for Jennifer Allwood's Equipped Conference. Are any of you going? I would love to meet you. I'm going to be staying at the Embassy Suites if you are. And if you aren't staying there but you are going, maybe we can meet at the conference. I am not going to lie. I've told you before, I'm very shy, actually. People don't believe it because they say that I can come on these lives or whatever, but I am shy and I'm an introvert. Unless I get to know you and I can talk paint with you. Then I'll talk your ear off. So what I did is once I bought my ticket, I was invited to join the private equipped Facebook group. So last night I decided I joined because I got accepted. I start scrolling to see, other than Dion Woods is going there, she's going to be a VIP there. I started scrolling through all of the posts to see who I might know just from Facebook, right? I did not know anyone. And all of a sudden, I am not joking when I tell you, I started to feel a little bit anxious to the point where I was nauseous. Because the only thing going through my head at that point is I'm looking at all these posts with people saying, well, where are you staying? Oh, let's meet up, let's meet up, let's meet up. I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know anybody. I don't mind being alone, you know that, I've talked about that. But the anxiety is if they decide, oh, let's all meet up down in the restaurant or the bar or the lobby, I have a hard time going up and introducing myself. I'm looking at these people are from all types of businesses, not the paint world. And it's funny because when I talk to people who know me, everyone thinks everybody knows Paint Pixie. Well, let me tell you, they don't. Because I have run into people here in town when I say, oh, because I knew them from my store. Did you know I started a paintbrush company? Nope. Did you, or I have been traveling and I introduced myself inside of a shop I go into for the first time that don't carry my brushes. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm the owner of Paint Pixie Brushes. Have you heard of me? Nope. You know, that's kind of that fear of rejection that I have. So that's kind of where I'm at. I had already bought my ticket. My plane is booked. My hotel is booked. And all of a sudden, I want to cry. I honestly want to cry. Because I'm thinking that means I have got to put myself out there. I have to introduce myself to these strangers. I was that kid, I told you the other day, I was the kid that was holding on to, hiding behind my mom's leg. And the truth is, when I go out with Mr. Pixie and I have to go to his functions, I almost have to tell him, don't leave me. Don't go off and walk away and go chat with somebody. Please don't leave me. That, I know that sounds weird to probably think that of me, but it is the truth. I'm gonna go grab my wet rag it's just right back here, right behind here. So, Dion messaged me this morning. She's like, sweetie, you're not gonna be alone. I may have a VIP ticket, but I'm gonna be with my people. And it turns out Kristen Calhoun from She Paints will be there. And then she contacted our friend Marlis from, who also lives in Oklahoma and said, Marlis, you're going, right? I think she kind of put her in the corner, I don't know. But Marlis had already bought her ticket, but I think she too was very shy. And Marlis said, Marlis ended up calling me this morning. She goes, now that I know you're going, Josie, I'll go too. So we're kind of gonna go and hold each other's hands, which sounds silly, but Dion said, Josie, I may have a VIP ticket, but I'm not gonna just I wanna be with my people too. And don't worry, you'll be fine. And I know I will be, but it's scary. It really is. Because I spend so much time alone that, and again, you know this, doesn't bother me to be alone. I just spend so much time alone that it's almost like I don't have a fear of people, but that whole fear of always having to introduce myself to strangers is very overwhelming for me. But I'm a big girl, I'm gonna go. And the reason I'm going, and I made the decision at the last minute after I watched Jennifer Allwood and Dion's live in our Creative Connection group, it's as if you believe in God, it's as if God spoke to me at that very moment, because I had not heard about the conference, and said, you need to go. This is your year for personal growth. I know I've been hiding behind all the celebrities who sell my brushes and all the ones that are doing their lives to sell my brushes, and that's why I'm trying to be better myself. And it's time for me to be a big girl, put on my big girl panties, get out there and finally let people see who Paint Pixie is, because I hide behind my company. I know I do. Anyway, so with that said, I'm using the Mascot. It is the smallest of the fan brushes. It's, okay, called the Mascot. I barely use, I dip the tip a little bit of the white, because now what I want to do is go back over very lightly. And again, because these, you see how it fans out, right? You're not getting a whole lot of paint. Now I'm just going back over, trying to get a little bit of that white back on my roses and my flowers. So if you happen to be going to Equipped, let me know. I'd love to meet you. I'll be flying in Wednesday on the 1st because it starts on the 2nd, and I leave Friday night the 3rd after it's over. Okay, that's that step. I left my coral up there. I'm gonna go back in and put a little more coral in. Yeah, there it is. Cowgirl coral, okay. And I see your comments, but I can't see them this far away. You know how it is on a phone. I was afraid to send anything. Maybe next time I can put my iPad up here and read at the same time. But you know me, I will always go back and answer you. So again, I'm just using the same brush. I just want to brush a little bit more coral in there. And I'll probably come back and end up brushing a little bit more white over the coral again if I feel like it. Because it looks like, sometimes I have to go back, like, what did I do? Because I did that top before I went live, just to make sure and see what I did. This is a great, great brush to just barely, it's called dry brushing when you do this, just so you know. Here we go. What I am gonna do, because I just put the coral, I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm going to just kind of wipe it off because I want to go back into the white just a tad again. Not much. And actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off. I'm going to let that coral totally dry. And that way my, because you know what will happen. Since the coral's not totally dry, even though it's a dry brush, and I put the white over it, it may reactivate it and turn it pink. So I'll wait till it dries. Then when I put my white back over it, the white will pop. So now, I have Fancy Farm Girl, another DIY color. I am, again, I'm just going to, again, take my Tipsy. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you the names of this one. Tipsy. I love this one. Isn't that fun? Tipsy. I'm just going to use the lid. I'm putting it on, again, on the tip of my brush. Do I give too much information? If I do, let me know. I just figure there's so many that like to see step by step. Sometimes one, maybe give more information is better than not enough, right? So, okay. So, this is something I did. See, I forget what I do sometimes. I'm taking, remember the glaze that I use? I'm just, and you could probably, honestly, for this step, you probably could use water. You could probably even get some clear sealer. What I want to do is I'm going to just get my other, I'm just going to use the tip of this. I'm going to put it into the clear glaze, okay? What I'm going to do is put it on the leaves. Maybe that wasn't the best brush. But I just want it on the leaves because what I want is for that green, and I'm gonna dip my Tipsy in here as well, okay? It's going to dilute the green. And just give it kind of that sheer, kind of a sheer effect. Maybe this is what I actually, I think I'd gone back. Afterwards, I go back with my damp rag. You could use a, maybe would be a good time to use like a baby wipe. One of those types of wipes. It doesn't have to be baby wipe, but a wipe. Because then you're not dragging a damp rag. Or, again, I'm gonna just dip it in the glaze, dip it in the, I'm just using my lid, okay? Let's kind of just put it on the tips. Dipping in the glaze when I feel like the paint's too opaque. What I'm trying to do is a translucent green. Okay, so translucent green. Again, I can wipe it down. And what I did do earlier is, I'm even put a little bit. I'm gonna dip this fan brush back in. I'm just gonna dip a little bit of, just on the tip of that fan brush, I'm gonna just put a little bit on top of the rose too, because I did it up here. But then, like I said, again, what I'll do is I'll come back afterwards with more white, okay? When you layer your colors like this, and there's no rhyme or reason, okay? Absolutely no rhyme or reason. Sorry. It's really windy today. My allergies are acting up. When you layer, and again, like even like this, you kind of wash it back a little bit, it gives your piece more dimension, okay? I did bring a blow dryer, but maybe I'll wait on that. Oh, I forgot to work on this one. Okay, let me get this one real quick. Completely forgot about that little dude. Just gonna kind of do the same thing, put some Queen Bee. I think once I put my clear wax on this, these roses are going to really pop. I really think they are. I don't want them to be like stand out, really loud stand out. I want them to softly stand out. And I think I'm achieving that. I really do. So, excuse me a moment because I'm gonna block the camera. I'm gonna grab my blow dryer just for a second. I'm gonna blow dry this dry so that I can get my, that little bit of coat of white on top again. That's all it takes because it is, it's a dry brush. Here we go again. I'm gonna go back in with the mascot, the little fan brush. I just want you to see again the difference. That's the cheerleader, the big one, that's the mascot, the small one. Going back in, again, just on the tips of this brush, barely touching it because I want the white on the edges. You may not be able to see it, but I can, okay? And what I'll do tomorrow, I'll make sure I try to take some, as good as I can, some pictures up close of these roses. And then you can really see the different depths of colors, okay? I know I keep saying okay, like I can hear you answer me. These fan brushes are also like, if you need to get into like right here, maybe this tight little space, it's fantastic because look at how thin that is. So if I want to like cover a little bit of white in there so maybe it pops a little bit better, I can do that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is just move these out of the way, close them back up. What I like about the DIY paint, normally if I was using another brand, I'd be wrapping my brushes in a wet rag. I'm not worried about these drying and not coming off, because with DIY being the clay base, even though they dry, they'll come right off. I'm so sorry. All right, I'm gonna just start. I wanna wipe some of it back, and you're probably thinking, oh my God, you just put it on there, but I'm telling you, it makes a difference. It just brings out a little bit more of that, you know, I'm washing off a little bit more to reveal the stain. I actually, I need to paint this white, but I'm not gonna do it right now while you're watching. What I'll do instead are, there we go. See my edges? See my edges getting darker, right? Revealing some of that coral, which is really pretty. So it's not just all one-dimensional. I'm going to do the same with my handle. Because I did stain the handle, even though it was metal. I went ahead and painted and stained. Since I'm just wet distressing, I'm not concerned. You'll see it after I step back from it. My rag is not super wet. I probably could have it a little bit more wet than it is, because and it's not a clean rag either. I've been wrapping my brushes. You can see kind of a mess right there. So this is what I'm going to do. I have got my squirt bottle. I do have a clean rag. Give me a second. My sink is right here in my little kitchen here. All right. Whoa, that was my stool. So I want to clean this off a little bit, because there. Is that pretty? Well, I think it is. See the difference? I love it. I love, and I'm probably going to go back and add more white, because I did take too much off. What I should have done, probably this first. That's what was my problem. So I'll add more white to this afterwards. But I just love how you can wet distress through these layers, and the other layer shows through. So now what do we have here, right? My original layer, remember this was that light purple, kind of like a lavender. It's not showing at all, because I had base coated it in Summer Crush. Oops, let me get this out. Myself out of the way. You want to see the piece, and I'm going to, I don't know if this helps at all. I'm trying to see if you can get it. I don't know, is that any better? I hope it is. I can show you tomorrow in the daylight too. But what I wanted to say was, so there's Summer Crush. That was my base coat to go over the espresso stain, okay? I let the stain dry. I put a really good coat. I ended up going back and put a second coat of stain. I decided I didn't want to take any chances that because I'm I'm wet distressing that the same day that my stain might not be dry enough, even though it's a water base. So after that, remember my accidental white coat. I should have just gone straight on with my coral, but I forgot and got excited, got distracted. So a real quick white coat. Then coral, again, you want to do a decent coat of coral. It doesn't have to be all the way, but a decent coat. And then your white coat on top needs to be a pretty good coat. Well, it's entirely up to you, but I wanted mine to be, because I want these to pop. And the way that they pop is with that pure white next to it. Let's see if I bring you in. Can you see it with this lighting? I hope you can. So other than me wet distressing, there's not much more. You know, I'll finish the other side over there. Again, I really wanted to come on live with you. I probably I'll probably need to take this drawer out so that I can distress all of these edges. But what do you think? I am absolutely loving how this drawer looks with that coral. Again, I appreciate you all watching my lives. I have learned how to upload my lives, my little tutorials on YouTube. My daughter Amanda showed me how to do that. So as soon as I can get probably back to Florida, I'm only here one more day, that's tomorrow. And like the rest of you, I'm working, trying to get my taxes done. So tomorrow will just be more office work with a little bit of coming on or posting a finished picture. But at some point, you'll be able to just go right on to my YouTube channel and watch this project in progression. And that's why I'm naming them 1, 2, 3, so that you know where we're at. If there's any other questions, anything else you would like me to cover, let me know. I need ideas. And I love people to give me ideas. If I know how to do something and you don't, and if I can show you, I would love to try to do it on a live, because I know that's really important. And I know there's a lot of you who have businesses. I'm going to tell you this, something I have noticed. That's why I'm so grateful to all of you. Every time I do a live, and I try to go in, I feel like I'm talking to my friends, honestly. I feel like you are all my friends because you have taken the time out of your day to watch me. So I feel like the least I can do is comment. If you have a question, I want to answer it. You know, once in a while, yeah, it'll just be a simple thank you. But there's a lot of times people want to, you know, for whatever reason, my answer needs to be more in depth. I have learned from my other daughter who's big with social media. I have learned from some of the best on social media that I follow that replying and engaging with your audience will grow your business. I am shocked when I see how many of you are reached and how many views, how many shares. And it may only be 3 shares, but I think those 3 shares, they're multiplying, right, my views. So anyway, again, you know, that's all you guys. That is all you. And I am so grateful. So if I can help you grow, please let me know, because that's what I'm all about. I'm about empowering women. You know that we're a women-run company. I'm keeping this towards here because I think it's pretty. It's better than looking at me. So, you know, I'm a women-run company. You know, my daughters work for me. I have one that works full-time, and the other one works as my photographer, my Instagram. Every once in a while, she'll add content to Facebook. Look at me, I'm going back in with the white again now because I took too much off. I am so blessed. Mr. Pixie runs my financials. He's the one that gives me permission to carry product. You know, when I say there's something I want to offer, he says, okay, sell it to me. If you can sell it to me, you can have it. And if the price is right. We never want to sell you anything that would not be affordable to most. We do understand that our prices might be higher than Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but we also carry, our product is made in Italy. It's not made in China. So we have to pay for that. We have tariffs to pay. We have the euro, our dollar is worth less. So we pay higher than typically you would. But we feel the brushes are worth it. We feel you're worth it. So with that said, again, we appreciate all the support you've given us, and anything, if I can help you with your business, answering questions, whatever, I'm here, all right? So I am gonna turn this because I wanna say goodnight. I, again, so appreciate you all. I will post this tomorrow, totally finished. And then we'll see where the next live takes us. I'm up to suggestions. All right, I'll be answering your questions from my computer because I can type better on that than I can with my finger on this. All right, you have a great evening. I don't even know what time it is here. I think it's, oh my gosh, 7:30. That means it's 9:30 and 10:30 and you're all watching. Thank you. All right, take care. See you soon.